Well, joining us now is Israeli journalist Amir Oren. Very good to see you this morning, Amir. And how are the Israeli people feeling now? I mean, almost 3 months on since the attack on the 7th of October. I mean, the priority for the Israelis will be to eliminate Hamas, but there's also this humanitarian catastrophe that is only escalating in Gaza. So how do you balance those two things?
Well, watching your entire show from the outset, one cannot escape the famous line by Stalin that one man's death is a tragedy, referring, of course, to the Sheffield tragedy, which you reported on. But when millions are being killed, it's a statistic. And there is a sense, almost 3 months on, that this is a quagmire in several respects. Daily reports of Israeli casualties in Gaza, some 150,000 Israeli residents of both the southern border communities and the northern border communities being internally displaced and living just in temporary residences around the country. And the feeling that the country is not getting the leadership it deserves because Benjamin Netanyahu is undergoing a corruption trial, and there is a heavy doubt regarding his innocence and his consideration in running the war. Netanyahu wants the war to go on as long as possible so that the collapse of his government, which is foretold, will be delayed. And therefore, Israelis indeed feel quite dejected and disappointed. There is no holiday spirit in the Holy Land today.
I mean, it's such a phenomenally difficult situation, isn't it? Because within all of this, I mean, obviously, as you say, there's that political situation within Israel. There's the horrific attack that was taken out on innocent Israelis, and yet the international community, the focus has significantly shifted now from that act of terrorism to the humanitarian crisis, which of course is vitally important, but has got to be also frustrating that the Israeli community seems to be coming down the list, as it were, in terms of priorities.
Yes, you're exactly right. The horrific and barbaric attack by Hamas, not on the Israeli Defense Forces, but on civilian communities, and the horrific acts as described by Charlie Peters, again, a near-perfect report of what has happened. This made for a just war on Israel's part. But as we all know, a just war does not mean that all of the means are just. And even from a practical standpoint, Israel should now focus on more targeted operations rather than the sort of cumbersome maneuver down and up the Gaza roads with so many casualties. And as you said, out of the 21,000 Palestinians killed in Gaza, there are almost 10,000 who are Hamas fighters, but they still have more than double that number. So this could be a quagmire for Israel. If Israel insists on staying in Gaza for the duration of its fight against Hamas, it could take years and years, and the Israeli society is not going to stand for it.
Okay.